Hey guys, Koan here. Today's video, I'm kind of just going to be going over the beef that has reignited with Sneako and Moist Critical. So earlier today, probably around 5 or 6 p.m., Sneako and Moist did a live stream slash video call, or whatever you want to call it, where they talked about one of Sneako's older opinions. Basically, Sneako has this opinion that a grown adult should be able to marry a teenager, which I think, and which is absolutely fucking disgusting. It's a horrible mindset to have. It's a gross mindset to have. You know, by under no means should a grown adult be attracted to a teenager or an underage individual. You know, I'm gonna feel like that. A grown adult should not be attracted to an underage individual. You know, it's fucking disgusting and it's illegal. But anyways, I have a clip pulled up from the live stream slash video call. It's like a minute long. I've got it pulled up over on Twitter, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the clip so you can see just how much of a delusional nutjob that Sneako is.
I'm talking about your personal beliefs. Do you think someone in their 20s should be able to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
To someone in their 20s should be, I mean, I personally wouldn't do it. I don't know many people who would do it. The maturity for people and the teenagers in the West is getting much worse, but there are...
We're talking globally. Let's just talk globally. Like, do you think it is okay for, and I'm not talking about just you specifically anymore, anyone, do you think it's okay for anyone in their 20s, an adult, to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
A 21-year-old, if there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented, and it was both good on both families and they wanted to do it, why am I going to get involved? Why should we get the government involved?
Well,
why would I tell them if everybody's consenting, if everybody's okay with it, if the parents are okay with it, if nobody's being harmed, if it's going to be okay, if they're both abiding by the rules and they're not hurting each other, why not?
But they're still, like, they're at best a sophomore in high school. They can't consent to something like that. Like, do you...
Honestly, I don't know who's gonna tell Sneako this, but I think he forgets that it's fucking illegal if an adult tries to marry a kid. We have a word for people like those. They're called pedophiles, ladies and gentlemen. So if an adult tries to marry a kid, if an adult is attracted to kids, he or she that is attracted to that underage individual is considered a pedophile. And pedophiles go to a cool place called prison. But there's also a part in the video clip that I want you guys to just listen to really quick. Just listen to what Sneako says.
21-year-old, if there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented, and it was both good on both families and they wanted to do it, why am I going to get involved? Why should we get the government involved?
That has to be the most stupidest shit I've heard in my entire life. Never in my 15 years of being on this planet have I ever heard anyone say some more dumbfounded shit than that. Like, that has to be the most illogical shit I've ever heard anyone say in the existence of humanity. Why am I gonna get in the way of that? Oh, this adult wants to marry this fucking 15-year-old girl. Who am I to get in the way of that? That's the stupidest shit I've heard in my entire fucking life. It's like calling the police in the middle of an armed robbery, and the police show up, and they just proceed to sit there and watch the person rob the fucking bank, right? Or rob the fucking house, you know? It's backwards fucking thinking. You're gonna sit there and watch them rob the fucking bank or rob this person's house when you were called there to fucking stop them in the first place. You know, it's fucking backwards thinking. It's irrational thinking. I'm gonna just say that. It's the most irrational way of thinking. It's like trying to do multiplication during an addition problem. Like, they're not even the same thing. In all honesty and all truthfulness, I am appalled that there are actually people in the world that think like that. And it's really ironic that this same guy was throwing shade at people defending the pedophile known as Chris Tyson, while in turn defending and supporting pedophilia. You know, like it's ironic. This is the same guy that throws shade at pedo defenders, but in turn supports pedophilia. Like, which side are you on? Do you support pedophilia? Or do you not support pedophilia? After that, I watched 2 clips. The first clip being a clip from the live stream slash video call that Sneako and Moist Critical had, and the second clip being a clip from Moist Critical's own stream. But I'll explain both clips so it can be full circle. But in the first clip, Sneako tries to compare teenage transgenderism to his own backed up opinion on pedophilia, but he basically asks Moist Critical, do you think a boy should be able to cut off his genitals, meaning his wang and his coconuts? He says, do you think a boy should be able to cut off his genitals and transition to a girl? And Moist tells Sneako that he thinks the boy should be able to do whatever he wants with his body when he's of age. I'm going to go ahead and make this clear. I do not support transgenderism, nor do I support LGBTQ for that matter, and I don't support pedophilia. LGBTQ and pedophilia are both a sickness to society and to the rest of the world, but pedophilia is undoubtedly worse than LGBTQ. A grown adult being sexually attracted to a minor, a teenager, is a lot worse than a girl wanting to be a guy. Yes, both of them are a sickness to society, but one is undoubtedly worse than the other. In the second clip, Moist Critical is doing a live stream. I don't know if he was like live streaming a game or something, but Moist basically shares the reason why he gave Sneako the response that he gave him when Sneako asked him if a boy should be able to cut off his genitals and transition to a girl. Moist says he thought Sneako was speaking in hyperbole. For context, this is the definition of a hyperbole. Exaggeration as rhetorical device. Exaggerated statement or claim not meant to be taken literally. Meaning what Moist Critical said in response to Sneako's question wasn't true. Meaning he was using Sneako's logic to get Sneako to recognize how stupid he sounded. But I'm gonna put both clips on screen for you guys to watch really quick.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting, as you agree with.
Okay, so as long as everyone...
If your parents are okay with it and you are okay with it, I think that's totally a familial decision to make, yeah.
Okay, so a child can cut their penis off and take hormone blockers and change their biology forever, but they can't get married?
Well, that's a decision that now extends beyond the family, because now you're bringing in a different party. So if you have someone that's your age coming in saying, I want to marry that child, I don't think that can happen under any circumstance.
So,
no.
But it's still a personal decision. You're still deciding.
Because there's
take the other party out of the equation. It's a personal
decision.
If I'm 16 and I personally want to marry this girl, she's beautiful. She's 21 years old. Her family wants to do it. My family wants to do it. You're saying I can't do that. We're both consenting. I'm ready to go. I'm physically mature, but I'm not allowed to marry because Moist says that woman's a pedophile. But if then the next day I leave it, I'm depressed, I want to cut my penis off, I can go right into the clinic, snip it off, and start taking HRT like Chris Tyson. That's a society that makes sense to you?
It is. I believe everyone has I believe everyone has the right to do with their body what they want to do.
You can get therapy, you can go through the process of making that decision. I thought that's what it was. I thought he was just speaking in hyperbole with the dick cutting off shit. I thought that's what we were talking about. And then if you decide that's the path you want to take, it is your body. You can do that. You can make that decision once you become of age to make a decision like that. I just don't understand how it got so muddled. Half of the fucking conversation was hyperbole, and apparently that one was literal. Or it's a very malicious attack on what I'm trying to say or misunderstanding. I don't know. But I think I'm just going to call it there. Alright. Take it easy. Have a good night. See ya.
These clips just give you an idea of how deranged Sneako is. Sneako tries to compare transgenderism to pedophilia. Like I said, both of these are bad, but one is undoubtedly worse than the other. He tries to compare a 21-year-old being attracted to a 16-year-old to a teenage boy wanting to be a girl. And one of the worst parts about it are the comments. But I looked through some of the comments, and it's full of brain-dead individuals and cornballs. People were using the word beta male like it's an everyday word. It's just cornball activity and brain rot in the comments. You know, it's horrible. That about wraps up the video. Comment down who you guys want to see me talk about next, or what you guys want to see me talk about next. Doesn't really matter. But I'll see you guys in the next one.